That's not what I need to do on a Friday afternoon. Like,
how could you imagine?
You know, front row, uncontrollable, like all the models come down.
A bag.
Like,
A bag.
literally.
Welcome. Today I'm joined by Cassie, who you might know as Cassie $2.
Oh, let's not forget the dollar signs.
No, they're very important. They're very important. And for anyone who doesn't know, I actually subscribed to Cassie when she had 2,400, 2,500 subscribers. So I've seen your channel just like over the past year, and it's been such an amazing thing to witness. I've never been able to witness that before. Because you always think when you see people like doing it, you think, oh yeah. But then when you see someone from that size to the size you are now, it's just so inspiring to see.
Oh, thank you. It's crazy. Like, I still don't quite believe that, like, you know, I've got the subscribers I have and everything. And in the grand scheme of things, like, I'm still a small channel kind of thing. But to me, like, when you put it in perspective of, like, with the number of people who subscribe to me is more than a stadium. Like, that's weird.
That is
I know,
wild.
exactly.
Could you imagine standing in front of a stadium with that many people and talking?
Exactly. You just talking my dribble in my videos, but like on stage in a stadium. Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy, but it's amazing.
Hey guys, it's Cassie, and today I am going to be going through some hot new luxury items that you need to know about. We are going to go see the Gucci Aria collection, Fendi Skims haul, Gucci unboxing, ranking some of the most famous designer it bags.
So do you want to tell us a bit about yourself and how it all started and what got you started in YouTube?
Yeah, so 28, my name is Cassie. I live in London in the UK, and basically I am now a full-time YouTuber. My channel is all about luxury fashion, designer fashion, bags, shoes, clothing, accessories, all of the expensive things. How did I kind of get here? I've been obsessed with luxury fashion forever. My mum would always, you know, like buy stuff like this, so I kind of grew up with that appreciation. And she would always say, you know, it's better to have one thing that, you know, may be more expensive, but you have that forever and ever and ever, rather than like 10 things that you throw out when the season's over, or they don't even last because of the quality and so on and so forth. So yeah, so I just kind of, that has always been instilled in my mind. And then I kind of thought, oh, maybe I'll go into fashion or whatever. I did economics at uni. I did an internship at a fashion designer, and I quit after about a week and a half.
Really?
Because I hated it.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I can't work in fashion in this in this respect. So, you know, years go by, I started up a blog. Don't even bother looking for it. It doesn't exist anymore. Thank God I deleted all remnants. But when I was doing that, my boyfriend actually was like, you know what, maybe you should try video, because it's easier to get your personality across and whatever. So yeah, I started doing videos, a little bit of YouTube here and there. The more I did it, the more I loved it, and I was like, yeah, no, this is the thing that I've been kind of, you know, trying to figure out what is my thing that I want to do for the rest of my life. This is it. Sort of thing. So yeah, I did that, and it's probably been about 3 years of me taking it seriously and being like, I want to do this as a job, and posting consistently. So yeah, here we are.
That's wild. So you always had a thing for fashion then?
Yeah, so I don't even know what is like a thing. Like, I don't remember a specific incident of, like, you know, people say I was playing in my mother's closet growing up, and you know, I
but
don't
makeup
have any
and
of that. I just like flew out of the womb and I was like, I like things,
and not only things,
so happen to be
expensive things. Yeah. It's amazing because I saw in your story the last day you put up that someone asked you a question about fashion, whatever, and you said that you prefer buying good quality things and less of them than many, you know, poorer quality items. And I was like,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to be very good at the moment, but not spending my money.
Yeah, it's not easy to like make that transition because you know what doesn't help is, you know, like magazines and like even online and whatever, and it's like and I like talking about trends, but I think when it's like bombarded all the time, you're like, oh my gosh, I have to buy this thing because it's like in trend, and like, oh my gosh, neon colours are in and I don't have anything neon, and it's like, you shouldn't need to feel like you have to participate in it, but because you see so much of it, you're almost like, oh my gosh, yeah, like I need to have this thing, or I need to have something that's this style because it's in, right? And so then, yes, you go to Zara, you pick out that thing and everything else, and then you know, a couple of months go by and everything. My thing, for some reason, I was used to buy tops at Zara, and after a few months, like the threads would be coming off, all of that thing, you know, less, you know, you put it on the wrong wash cycle once, and it's that, you know, it's like for a day. Yeah, it's just like anyway. So yeah, I just sort of, I definitely went through that and experienced that and was like, okay, yeah, hold on a second, these things aren't lasting that long, and I just need to be more strategic about what I buy, because and I think actually a part of it is finding out what your style is, because then you're not necessarily, you're like, no, I know what's going to work and I know what's not going to work for me. So I think that's part of it. The other thing is when you have fast fashion brands like Pretty Little Thing that kind of do this thing where it's like, I'm going out on a Saturday night, I can't wear something I haven't worn before. Oh, I'll buy a £15 dress, you know, and then wear it again.
Yeah.
That's crazy as a concept. Like, that's not normal. Like, outfit repeat until you die, please.
Yes, yeah. But that's such a foreign concept because you see like influencers and every post is a different outfit, and the reels, it's 50 different outfits in the reels, and it's like, it's unrealistic. Because majority of people don't, you know, get given clothes by brands, and they don't have that the finances to be able to just spend it all on clothes.
Of course. And with social media and things like that, it's hard to, and this is talking from somebody who like is kind of in that world, it's hard to think, okay, hold on, she's trying on 50 different outfits in this reel. Like, that's her job. That's not what I need to do on a Friday afternoon. Like,
How could you imagine?
yeah, and so I think that people almost, it's really easy to fall into this thing of, oh my gosh, she has all of that, so I need to be on that level. But that's that person's job. It's a very fun job, you know, to be getting all these things for free and all of that. But at the same time, you have to kind of have these boundaries. Otherwise, yeah, you go a bit crazy trying to keep up.
That even if you say you do buy, you know, one of the Jacquemus, I don't even know how to pronounce that name. I do Jacquemus,
I believe.
Jacquemus.
Yeah.
Like, they're very trendy at the moment, but like them tiny bags, because they're being so like mass produced in the cheaper brands like Pretty Little Thing and stuff, and they're almost copying the style of and the Prada bags and all them. It's kind of scary because like they're so common now without the logo that it's like, will that bag become a fad?
And the thing is that it's almost, you kind of just have to love it. Like, you have to go into it knowing that you're going to love it regardless. Like, and to be honest, you should make all of your, especially when you're spending a lot of money on stuff, you should make all of your decisions based on, I love it and I don't even care if it's going to go out of style.
Well,
I'm going to still rock it, or if it even is, you know, like, oh my gosh, terribly out of style, whatever, I'm going to style it in a way that still makes it look cool, you know? That kind of thing, where like, yeah, my little La Chiquito bags that, you know, all of a sudden either everyone has one or has a dupe of it or whatever.
Dupe, everyone has a dupe, everyone has a dupe.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care, I still love it. And I still, you know, like have mine in an interesting colour that they don't do anymore. Or I went for the one that was, you know, like it was the men's version, so it has a thicker strap, so it's a little bit interesting. Yeah. But even if it was the one that everyone had, I'm still going to rock it in a way that I think is cool for me. You know, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and moving on from fashion, how do you deal with the whole social media concept? Like the good and the bad, how do you go about it?
I am still figuring it out. Look, the thing is that it sucks that it's human nature, that human nature is this way. But I'll post a video or whatever. 99.9% of the comments are lovely, and you know, even if people don't necessarily agree with me, they do it in a really polite way, right? Just like a way that you would if you were to see somebody in person or whatever that's, you know, not an idiot, would express their Great. I love it. And then you'll get like one comment that's just like, luckily, I've said this now, and then it's just going to go haywire. I haven't had anything too crazy. As in, I've not had anyone come for an aspect of my physical appearance, or like, you know, something like that.
How could anyone critique you because you're so beautiful?
Oh, stop. Absolutely not true. But like,
very true.
You know, like those things are things that like, I can't even do anything about that. You know, like why, like now all of a sudden I have a complex about, I don't know, my nose, and I've never even thought about it. You know, so luckily I've not had anything like that.
Because what can you do about it?
People are crazy, honestly. So luckily that I've not had anything like, you know, I've not had death threats or anything.
God.
The worst one, the most common one is that I have terrible taste and I'm tacky and whatever. Like, get in line.
It's like, I smell jealousy.
Pardon?
I smell jealousy.
But you know, if it's just like, you know my style. If it's not for you, then, you know, click on somebody else. There's loads of us, right? But so that's a common one. But the worst one that's kind of stuck into my mind was, it was on a video that I was talking about bags I wouldn't buy, right? So let's just put this into perspective. I didn't like a bag, and this person didn't like that I didn't like this bag so much that they then said that and made a racist comment about my mother.
No.
And it was like, are you okay? Because no normal person is like so offended that I didn't like this bag.
A bag.
Racist comment.
A bag.
Literally. It's like, it's...
That's ridiculous.
It's just, that's the worst one I've gotten. But yes,
I thought you were going to say, you know, the one you put up in your story, it was like the, was it that lady? Oh my god, it was ridiculous. What was the one?
Oh, the one about I'm possessed by my
head.
Yeah, that's another one. It's like, where does that come from?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. I don't even know, like, I don't want to know, like, where this has come from, how this has manifested in this person's mind. That is just...
I love that they're just sitting there, like, at their kitchen table, like, tipping their fingers away, watching you, and like, no, I have to say something.
It's just like, it's
crazy.
And I'm lucky that I mean, you're a part of it. The community, the comments, some of them are just so funny, and I'm just like, this is crazy that I have like amazing, lovely, like good-hearted people that watch me, and they're funny and they're sassy and everything else, and I love that, right? And then depending on what kind of day you're having, sometimes I'm just like, if there's a rude comment or something, then I'm like, brilliant, thank you very much, goodbye, whatever, I'm not interested. Like, I'm moving on. And then sometimes it will like play over in my head, and I'm like, and I literally have to sit down with myself and say, Cassie, why are you annoyed that this person didn't like this thing and said that it was tacky and you've bought it? Why? Why do you care about this person particularly, that comment? Why? And so I have to be like, okay, fine, like one person's opinion as opposed to my opinion, which should be the most important, that I bought this thing, I liked it enough. Why am I then, like, sad that you know, like, I have to, like, walk past and be like, no, I don't. Okay, fine, I'm over it. With fashion as well, like, you know, people are so passionate and they have their own very, like, particular beliefs about specific things. I'm sure you know, I'm obsessed with a particular pair of Mugler jeans that it's got like black cutouts.
Yes,
And the back of it looks like a thong.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm obsessed with them.
You know, I've only really heard of Mugler. Like, I've only really heard of him this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know.
The majority of people, though, the majority of people only really know him through the perfumes.
Yeah.
An angel, an alien, and whatever. And so shamefully, I didn't know that he was a designer up until, like a few years ago kind of thing. I was just like, oh, is this the man that makes perfumes? And there's all this massive history behind him that you've just, like, conveniently not known about.
Yeah, because when you mentioned that, I'd done a bit of research myself just to look into it, and, like, he's, like, Bella Hadid wears them, Rihanna wears them, like, and, like, it looks amazing.
I think there was a patch where, like, the fashion side completely kind of fell off and everything, but now it's back in a big way. But I'm obsessed with these jeans. Spoke about them in a wish list video, and somebody commented saying that she was like, there's something that's like tacky. Oh no, there's something that's trendy and then there's something that's vulgar. And basically described these jeans as vulgar. And I don't know why. This is like sympathy, and I'm like, but that's such a visceral word.
Yeah, vulgar.
A pair of jeans that, like, it's all an illusion to look like there's a denim thong at the back of it. Like
they're completely covered.
Yeah, it's completely. It's not my arse cheeks just hanging out for the world to see. In which case, okay, vulgar, I see it. But like, it's crazy. I'll give you that.
But
it's
like,
interesting.
but take it up with the designers.
Yeah, literally. The good outweighs the bad so much, and the comments that just like I'll just get like a random DM from someone saying, my daughter and I watch your videos, and my daughter's like 8 or something, and like she loves it as well, and just like things like that, or my boyfriend watched your video to buy me X's gift. Like what? Like just these little things that's like, because if we really put it down to what it is, I'm sat alone in a room talking to a camera. Just so happens to be 70-something thousand people behind a camera. But if you're looking at it, it looks mental. It looks crazy as a concept, right? Yeah. And so for it to kind of mean something to people, or for me to be helpful in any way, is very, very cool. And I'm very, very grateful for that. And then what makes it even more real is if I'm like out and about and somebody's like, oh my gosh, I watch your channel, and I'm like,
it's like, wait, people actually see me?
Yeah, like, oh my gosh, this is like a real person. Like, it's crazy, and it's like, you think in the grand scheme of the world, there's like 7 billion people, whatever, 70,000 spread across the world. I'm never going to see anyone that watches me.
Yeah.
Apparently they're in Selfridges is where they are. But yeah, so, with all of the bad and the weird that comes with social media, there is such, like, a wholesome, just finding people who also like what you like, because it's sometimes it's not that easy. Depending on where you are, if you're in a very rural area.
Could you imagine, though, like years and years and years ago when there was no social media, like you didn't have access to people who had specific interests in your field of interest. Like imagine how isolating that could have been.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you have literally at your fingertips, you have a world of social media with YouTubers and Instagrammers and people who are into fashion, art, shoes, colouring pencils. Like there's literally a niche for everything.
Like the niche of the niche. There is something. I believe in the phrase, there is a lid for every pot. If you're into it, someone else is going to be. I don't care if your niche is frogs, or you kind of like have a weird thing for, I don't know, I'm trying to think of anything, paperclip. You collect paperclips. Somebody else is going to love that.
Another thing I really admire about you is the fact that you respond to every comment, and that can't be said for most YouTube channels. The same way you'd respond to when you had 2,400 subscribers, you still respond the exact same way with 75, 76 an hour, is it?
Yeah, 70, almost 72, I believe. Yes, yeah. But my thing is that somebody has sat there and taken the time to write out something, you know, 99.99% of the time, lovely and positive and nice, you know? So why can't I kind of reciprocate the same?
Yes.
What kind of upsets me is that at some point I won't be able to. And I have to try and figure out how best to do that. I don't know if it's going to be something like, okay, for the first hour of every upload, I will be in the comments kind of thing. Because I don't want to just one day not, you know? And even if, I don't know, people have their own kind of boundaries and what works for them and everything, but I would love to be able to spend whatever amount of time that is, if it's an hour or whatever, when, you know, if I grow to crazy amounts and everything, and still be able to say that it's me replying back.
When you grow to crazy amounts.
When.
Yes. When.
Yeah, exactly. It's still important for that to be me replying back and, you know, thinking of things out of my mind rather than scrolling through and just hearting a load of things.
Yes.
Or some people pay people to reply, which I wouldn't.
That's an interesting job, isn't it? I wonder how you get into that. One. That seems like a nice little cushy number.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're ever looking for someone, Cassie, you know, you can... I don't mind.
Wait, what did you say?
If you're ever looking for someone to respond to your comments for you.
But yeah, so you know, some people choose to do that with their channels and whatever, but I would just love to still be able to say that no, if you get a reply, it's from me, it was me, kind of thing. So yeah, I'll have to figure out that as things grow and get bigger and everything, but right now, yes, I see everything and I reply to everything. And the only reason I don't reply is A, if it's rude, or B, I've got no idea what you're saying. And then I would just rather not reply than to say something that doesn't make sense in response to something that I also don't know what you're talking about. So yeah.
I get some comments because a lot of my viewers are from the Philippines. So I get some like Filipino comments like in the native language. So I want to Google translate it so I can respond back then in the just so I know, like in case I can check if it's something mean or well, instead of like saying thank you. It's a crazy concept because if you think back to like when you were like younger on YouTube, like just watching people on YouTube and you'd comment and then to get a response like, oh my god, they responded they responded to me.
I remember, like, I'm very much like, I joke that I was raised by the internet. Like, I'm very much an internet person. So I was obsessed with YouTube growing up, and there would be like those people that I would follow, and then, you know, you'd write a comment and everything. And I remember one time, I can't even remember who it was. I got an email saying so-and-so liked your comment. And I was like, who knows I exist? And I was like, this is a crazy thing.
So to be in that position now where you could make someone feel like that is just...
But that's, you see, that, I still have a hard time. I don't know if it's just because I'm very, like, English and, like, modest and, like, oh,
but I think
I'm
it's,
not that good, you know.
You're older now, so, like, I think as you get, even, like, now if you comment on the video and they responded back, like, oh, that was nice of them to respond back, you wouldn't, like, oh my god, but I think it's because it's a mature mindset.
I don't think anybody is there, like, breaking their neck, throwing it backwards, going, oh my gosh, Cassie responded to it.
You never know.
Well,
I was.
Then that's incredibly cool. But yeah, that's, you know what? It's weird because I'm just like this 28-year-old in London sat in a room talking about things that, you know, she's bought, kind of thing. Like, I'm not Rihanna, you know.
I mean, who could be?
I doubt that very much, but yeah, it's weird, but cool. Yeah, and I will always, you know, those people that I have seen in person, if anybody does see me or whatever, I love it when people come and say hello and everything, and I will spend the time with you and all of that, you know, kind of thing. I'm not like a scary person.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Or like,
Don't look at me.
you're like, hi Cassie, and then I'm like, no, I am.
Don't speak to me. Don't speak to me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, I've got security.
Yeah.
No, none of that.
Evacuate. Remove from the area, please. Thank you. I'm trying to shop. I just really enjoy how you come across on camera. It's just it's like you're talking to your friend or just listen to your friend talk about this new bag that they bought, and it's very, I don't know, it's nice.
Good. I'm glad, because that's how I've always wanted it to be. Just like, yeah, if you're in this room with me, sitting on the floor, oh my gosh, let me show you what I got, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, I never want it to be, you know, I think there's a fine line between doing that and like you're showing off, and I never want to make people feel like I'm showing off, because I'm not. I'm just like, look, I bought this thing. If you're also interested in it, this is how it fits, this is how it looks, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, the fact that you said, you know, like, yeah, you might not be out here buying a Chanel bag yet or whatever, but you're here for like the chat and the personality or whatever, that actually means more to me than like if you watch just to watch things I buy and then buy them. You know, like that means that's that community aspect. Because yeah, if you buy it, you buy it. If you don't, you don't. Like, as long as you're here and we're enjoying the time together, kind of thing, then great.
Yes, yeah. I did buy one Farfetch item. Do you know Dion Lee?
Yeah, oh my gosh, do I know Dion Lee? Yes, he's killing it.
Yes, I got one of them corset tops.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's something that you can wear with jeans, or you could wear with like a tailored trouser.
Yes.
Like, many options.
I wore it with a silk suit. Kind of a bit over the top, but we went to...
No, over the top does not exist. Okay? If you walk into a room and people are like, oh my gosh, you're overdressed. No, you're just not at this level. Okay?
Thank you. Oh my god. Me and the girls do that all the time.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Go big or go home, truly.
What do you think of the Met Gala?
Okay. So... my initial reaction wasn't good.
But I just paused for a second, just for anyone who doesn't know, Cassie waited up until 3 in the morning to review it. I was in bed at 11, I was like, no, I don't have to pay.
I was waiting 3 hours. Okay. And then she stepped out in that, and I was 100% convinced she's going to take it off. And she never did. So I was disappointed. Now, found out more about the message behind the dress. You know, being an immigrant, black people in America. It was kind of meant to be a take on a hoodie and all of that. I love the message. I would have wanted it to be so much more obvious though.
Yes.
Like if I just think that this is just my personal thoughts, and coming from somebody that, like, you know, haven't read every book on fashion, I don't know all these avant-garde designers, you know, like, just as somebody who kind of like, fair enough, you know, I kind of know more than the average person, but if those people are watching, and if you're going to make a statement that's important, make it a bit more obvious, you know, like, I would have loved if she would have worn like a hoodie that was a gown.
Ooh.
That was covering the whole of the sodding steps, and the hoodie was up, and there were like crystals like dropping from the hoodie. Like, stop!
Oh my!
Which job do I need to do?
Yeah, literally, I'm sorry. We need to call up our stylist and just
hitting home.
No. Even with Kim Kardashian's, I wasn't a big fan of that one now either.
This is another one, you know, she was making a statement. She doesn't need to be even known that it was her, and blah, 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 and it was a t-shirt and everything. My issue with that is, it would have been so much more like, and shocking and a talking point, if I haven't seen you wear this for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. Or it wasn't done in the Donda concert.
Exactly. Like, it it was almost like if she hadn't have done any of that and she'd done this already, it was a talking point. People, you know, it was a meme and everything. But it would have been even more of an impact if it was like, I haven't seen you do anything like this, you know?
And there's another Met Gala in, is it May of next year?
Yes.
So it's a very fast turnaround to the next one.
Yeah, and I think it's, I don't know if have they announced, I think it's another kind of American-y theme.
See, I think that's where they fell off the thing there, because, I mean, what impact has America really played?
I think that a lot of people thought that the theme was too vague.
Yes, yeah, it wasn't, like, specific.
Yeah, so, like, I quite enjoyed those pieces that were more obvious or more kind of, like, costumey.
Like, what's the one, the one with the, it looked like radiant light beams, like, what was her?
Oh, Iman.
Yes, I thought that was
Yes.
good. Yeah.
That was fabulous, that was amazing. But yeah, like, I liked those pieces, like J-Lo dressing up like the sexiest sort of cowgirl ranch person, I don't know, that you've ever seen. I kind of loved those because as a non-American watching,
Yes.
it was like, okay, I either see this playing out one of two ways. I'm either going to see American designers, and then you can wear whatever you want, but you can say, oh, such a thing because it's an American designer.
Yeah, yeah.
Or something very like cowboys, the American flag, like very Americana, stereotypical, you know,
Like
movie
cheerleaders
kind
and
of stuff.
Yeah.
Or yeah, exactly. Or yeah, like Statue of Liberty, like, you know, these kinds of things. That it was just like a little bit too vague. But that's a bit of a weird one. But I mean, it's like the Oscars of fashion. It's like the biggest.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
always a fun one.
I was very disappointed when I woke up in the morning, because I was like, that was the first thing I checked. Was like, hey, what did Rihanna wear? Because she hadn't been the last one, so I was starved.
Yeah, exactly.
For something, just to kind of just give me some bit of life. I was so disappointed. I thought I woke up in an alternate reality. It was, and then I blamed on that I was just awake. So I was like, I'll come back to it in a few. Yeah. Let me process it. Also my breakfast and everything. I'll come back to it later. She looked stunning. Like, she looked gorgeous. Like,
oh my gosh, yes, of course.
But
it's like, yeah, and it's just like when you've done like that yellow.
Oh, and the Pope outfit and with the all the kind of cutouts and.
I'm getting chills. I have goosebumps on my skin. Like, those were just like iconic.
Iconic.
It was just like.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. It's like, it was.
Yeah, exactly. Great, thanks.
Would Donatella be one of your idols to meet?
Stop. I wouldn't be able to construct a sentence at the end of my mouth. I would just be like, I can't express in words how much love I have for your family and your family's designs. And you are the most underrated luxury brand, and I will die on this hill. And I absolutely love everything that you do. And I think that you come across as a lovely woman. I don't even know if you are.
She could be a proper bitch and you won't even know.
From what I've seen.
Yeah. But to be honest, like, if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have saw or invested really in Versace. Because I wouldn't. The print is just too much for me personally. Like, I wouldn't be able to pull it off.
It's a very intimidating brand. When you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, like, you feel like you have to either be, I'm a Versace person or I'm not. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people look at it and they just see the Baroque print and they're like, no, this is too much for me, like, no thank you.
Like, I love it on people. Like, I think it's such a beautiful, like, pattern, and it's so, like, regal and just, like, luxurious.
Mm-hmm.
And I love on people. I just wouldn't be my type of. I love like their new collection, all the sequins and everything else, and the leather, like all kind of pulled, and yeah, it's lovely.
I love it.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when you look at a Versace collection, even like if you just like scroll on the website, you'll see there's the craziness and there's the very Versace pieces, and then they also have this part of the brand which is black tailored like sexiness, right?
It is.
Like,
It's a very sexy brand, isn't it?
Here and there.
Yeah.
But there is this like more subdued, you know, kind of part of them that I don't think a lot of people know about or kind of like care to investigate. But yeah, I love Versace.
Yeah, you couldn't tell.
I've had Versace my entire life.
Really?
Like my home, or one day, because they do home things. One day.
Is it going to be like a Jeffree Star home situation?
Oh God! Listen, let's hope that there's a little bit more taste. I don't know what. My boyfriend would simply never let that happen. He would just be like, I'm not existing in a room in which like this is happening. Like my retinas are all over the shop.
Yeah.
So I will be reined in, but there shall be some influences.
Pops just here and there.
Just the pop.
And to finish off, Cassie, where do you see your brand going in the next 5 to 10 years?
I have no idea.
No.
I have absolutely no idea.
Could you see yourself collaborating with like brands like Versace and...
Oh my gosh.
Okay, do you want to know what? 5 to 10 years. I'm not going to tell you what I think is going to happen. I'm going to say what I would, like, my dream situation would happen. We blow up even more on YouTube. You know, like, I'm not, you know, too greedy. I don't need 1 million, you know. Few high 100,000s, I don't know.
But yeah, to go to all of these fashion shows that I've grown up watching and seeing the pictures of and everything else would be true insanity in the best way possible. To go to a Versace show, I think I'd just cry.
Oh, I can see that happening.
There, like,
I can see
front
that.
row, uncontrollable, like, all the medals come down.
Just sobbing.
Literally.
Behind the sunglasses.
You'd see all these, you know, like these Getty images the show, and it's just like me with just like. Oh my gosh.
That Versace show must have been something. Brought guests to tears.
So yeah, I don't know, like, I don't know what this turns into, because some people want to do this for a while and then, like, you know, go off and start a clothing line, or, you know, go off and design shoes or something. I have no idea. I really don't.
I'd like to see that happen.
Very much like taking it as it comes, and as things come up where I'm like, actually, do you want to know what? Like, yeah, I would enjoy doing X, Y, and Z, or designing X, Y, and Z, or whatever. Right now, I don't think so, because I'm just like focused on the channel and making sure that I'm doing interesting things. That I don't really, I have no idea. Basically, I am rambling so much, and I've rambled throughout this whole thing.
No, you're not.
But basically, the long and short of it is I have no idea what I'm doing.
One more thing, actually, before you go. How do you balance everything? Like, 'cause I know it was only this year, was it, or last year, that you became a full-time... This year, yeah, full-time YouTuber,
Yeah.
and before that you had a full-time job as well.
So, I don't know how I was doing this with a full-time job. It's because I honestly, and the thing is, it's not that long ago, and I don't understand how. Like, I just must not have had time for literally anything else.
But I think it's you kind of
pardon?
I think it's like everyone's like a chameleon. They kind of mold to kind of what.
Yeah, to make it work or whatever. But so I am a planner person. I have
Do you have an iPad?
Pardon?
Do you have an iPad?
I don't. I feel like I do need one. But I have 3 planners, one of which is here. I've got one that's like in depth for the week. It's got like my daily to-do lists and everything. I've got this one, which is like, it will do like an overview of the month on like a very high level. So like, appointment on this day, someone's birthday on that day, blah blah.
Okay.
And then I have one that's even more high level, that I can just look at. This is a blank one, right? So it's like, this is the month, and I will literally just have like, right, yeah, that October, this is what's coming, all of that. But I can just like look at it and know without having to like ferret around all of my other. I know that this is a crazy level, because if I update one, then I kind of like, depending on the item, have to update all three.
Yeah. I just love how you had them all to hand just there.
Literally, like, they're all here. These are my children. But I have to give myself structure, otherwise I will take the piss. And like, because I don't have anybody to answer to and all of that. It's very easy to be like, I'm not feeling it today.
Yeah, I'll have a sleep in. Or, you know what, I'll have a few extra drinks tonight.
Yes. So it's just like, I have to be very strict with myself. And I give, like, each of my days have a thing. So like, Monday is filming, Tuesday is editing, Wednesday is planning video ideas, Thursday is another filming day, Friday is another editing day, kind of thing. So I try not to change those.
Okay, yeah.
So that I have, like, I know what I'm doing every day, and yeah, so that helps me figuring out like what day was going to be what, and it's otherwise I won't get anything done.
But anyone who doesn't know Cassie, which I mean, if you clicked on this video, you already do. But if you don't, I'll link her Instagram and everything below, and her YouTube channel. I definitely recommend going watching it because I'm obsessed.
Why, thank you. I'm glad. I'm glad to have you as a subscriber.
Oh, thank you. And I'm very picky with who I watch as well, because I only watch. I'm very picky. Because I only like to watch people who either inspire me or I just generally think they're an authentic person. Because I feel like in this world there's a lot of unauthentic people.
Yeah.
So anyway. Before I go on another ramble. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Design Talk, and just say something before I close it off.
I hope that people at least had a good giggle.
Yes, I'm sure they did. I had a good giggle anyway. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.